Hey guys, Lizardlea here for Christmas Minis Ornament.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have it say Madrivo Media, so it'll be just for the office. If it'll focus on anything at all.
It's focusing on things.
Oh, there we go, there we go. That. It's this one. So, as you can see, it's cut off. Yeah. So, I'm gonna go work on that. I have sushi arriving in
Yes, minutes.
10-15 minutes. So when that arrives, I'm gonna go eat, but then I'll be back to stitching. So, do you have anything to add, handsome?
I'm in sweatpants.
You're so sexy. I love you.
Love you too, dear. And you're damaged.
I'm not damaged. How dare you?
How
dare you?
I see.
I see. You don't. Alrighty, so I originally was talking about doing this one in real time, but I don't want to do narration for an hour, so we're doing it at 200%, so it's only 32 minutes instead of an hour. So that's how I roll over here. So what movies did we have lined up? What was it? Prestige was the first one?
Well, Memento should probably come first. It's both Christopher Nolan and Memento he made first. He's relevant right now because of things he said. He threw a tantrum. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
No, because I don't give a crap about that.
Okay. He's angry that they're putting all the movies on HBO Max the same day they're hitting theaters, because they may not hit theaters. And
Isn't that the smart thing to do then?
Yes, frankly, it's been a long time coming. The tech has been there for a while. COVID is what's finally pushed Hollywood out the door, or pushed Hollywood's inertia out of the way on this, and made it so that people like him can't just use their ego to be like, no, movies should go to the theaters first and then wait. Like, it used to be that movies hit the theaters first because distributing to 1,000 theaters was still easier than making 4 million VHS tapes or whatever, or DVDs. But now that we can digitally stream anything anywhere, it seems to me that when COVID ends, the idea should be that, yes, there will be movies like Nolan or Tarantino's, or I can't think of anyone else right now, but basically, the things that are supposed to be seen in a theater that should probably still get a theatrical release. And then there will be horror movie episode number 45 of Slasher Killer Flicks, and comedy movie 37, which should probably just go straight to streaming. There's no point putting it in the theater. It's not like you're missing out a ton on Dick Joke 37 when it's, in your home instead of on the big screen. So, anyways, that's what's going on, and that's why the Memento, you liked it, right?
Okay, so I have to start with, my mom and I watched this over a decade ago, and I have not watched it since. I talked with David about it months ago, before the virus months ago, and he made it clear my memories of this movie and my understanding of this movie were completely wrong.
One or two major points, yeah.
I hated the movie because of how I understood it.
Yeah.
If I understood it the way you explained it, I might have actually liked the movie.
Yeah.
So, I think it's major, personally.
Oh, no, they're major. It's just 1 or 2 points, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't even know how to describe this movie. Dude has
short-term memory loss.
Okay, I thought you were telling me to shush, and I was like,
No.
well, rude. No. This is my YouTube channel, okay?
Right.
Yeah, so he has short-term memory loss, and his wife is dead. He has tattoos all over his body that say a bunch of different things, and, that's the only way he can not necessarily remember things, but that's how he communicates with himself after he's forgotten something. I think he uses notes a couple times.
Oh, no, he uses Post-it notes and whatnot a ton.
Oh, he does. It's been over a decade.
No, I know, I'm reminding you. Chill, it's cool.
But I specifically remember him getting tattoos of things,
right, those are the important
he
things.
raped my wife. He got that tattooed on him, didn't he?
Yeah, or something like so-and-so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So, it's hardcore. And I mean, are we just jumping straight into spoilers from here?
I will do a quick summary, and then, because it's a hard movie to discuss without spoilers. The thing about the movie is it's being told clearly. It's like two intersecting stories. Like, it'll do one scene, and then it'll do another, and it'll seem like they really don't have anything related to each other, so you're kind of waiting to see how they're going to tie these two plots together, even though it very clearly centers around this same character. He, as Liz has described, has short-term memory loss, so you start to realize that it's really blatant how bad it is, but he's also sort of on a mission of vengeance to find the man who raped and murdered his wife, and presumably kill him. You watch as he is basically manipulated and misled throughout the movie due to his condition and the sort of weird ways that he tries to cope with that. And it's a really, really, really unique movie. If you like some of the darker stuff we talk about while Liz cross-stitches incredibly cute things and coughs all over everything.
Sorry, I choked on my spit. I don't know what's going on.
God, you're hot, dear. So, but if you like some of the stuff we've talked about and you somehow haven't seen this, I highly recommend it. It's at the very least one of a kind, and it's probably something you'll watch twice. So diving heavy into spoilers, again, can't recommend this enough if you haven't seen it. The twist, essentially, is that both plot lines are being told because one of the plot lines is the end of the movie, working backwards, and the other one is the beginning of the movie working forward, so to speak. So you're kind of eventually meeting in the middle and then figuring it out and then getting the whole, oh my god, this is how he got there, this is why he's killing this guy. What it turns out is that throughout the entire movie there's a guy who claims to be helping him, does he claim to be a cop? I can't remember. But he claims to be helping him, and it's kind of clear he's sort of manipulating the guy. And he knows more about what's going on, and he claims he's a friend. But throughout the movie, he's got a picture of the guy that says, "Don't believe his lies," that he wrote down underneath.
David keeps saying he.
Sorry.
And it's very confusing when both of them are he.
The protagonist has a picture
who has short-term memory loss.
With short-term memory loss, has a picture of this other guy.
Quote-unquote friend.
The friend. And it has, in the protagonist's handwriting, the words, "Don't believe his lies," written underneath it. It turns out, at the end/beginning of the movie, because it's weird like that.
It's out of order, yes.
He kills this friend and claims that he's really the rapist and the murderer. What it actually turns out happens is the friend has been using the protagonist as sort of a bounty hunter/hitman. What had happened is he was a cop. He helped him track down the actual murderer/rapist because his wife really was killed. And after helping him track him down, he hoped it would fix his sort of psychological damage. And it didn't. He still had short-term memory loss. He has a picture of him, he's like, this is the... and you don't know if he's telling the truth, but there's no reason for him to lie at this point. It's believable. So he basically says, yeah, I helped you find your murderer. Your murderer's dead, but it didn't change. You woke up the next day and were like, I need to go find my wife's murderer. And so rather than just, sit here and let you do that, he decided, okay, I'm going to turn lemons into lemonade and make you a hitman. So what he does is goes to towns, finds people that, are willing to pay for someone else to die, gets a picture of them, and then convinces the protagonist that, hey, this is the person who raped and murdered your wife. And he explains all of this at the beginning/end of this movie. And that's when you see the protagonist put together that he's being used, as he has been throughout this entire movie at this point. And he takes the picture of his friend, because he's got pictures of people he's supposed to remember. That's why he has the picture. And he writes, "Don't believe his lies" underneath it, knowing that because of that and his condition, he won't believe him and he will eventually kill him.
Yes, because he has narration. He's always like, yeah, I don't know. He's admitting that he knows this guy did not kill his wife.
At the time.
But he's like, when I lose my memories, I won't remember that I know it wasn't him.
Yeah.
But, okay, so rewind, because yet again, I think I'm misunderstanding something. His wife was murdered by him. She was not raped and murdered. I thought she was having a diabetic attack or something, and he gave her too much insulin, or...
She was in a coma, I believe, or something like that. Let me freshen up on the plot. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Now
That
I'm
did
even
happen.
more lost, because, like, I swear, in my memory, she was never actually attacked.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. She was never actually attacked. Hold on, let me. I totally. It's been forever since I've seen this. So
it's been forever since you've seen it. You've watched it twice. I watched it one time a decade ago. And by the way, before David and I had to talk about this at the beginning of the year.
Oh, sorry. Yes, his wife was attacked. She wasn't killed. That's what it was. So she was raped, but she wasn't killed or attacked. I can't remember what. Yeah, raped. Yeah. So 2 men attacked his wife. The protagonist killed one of them on the spot, but the other one escaped. So that's who he's chasing, is the man who attacked his wife and got away. He killed his wife, though.
Because of, diabetes.
Because of diabetes, yes.
And he used too much insulin.
Right, but he did actually catch the other guy who got away with this dude's help. That's what he's talking about. So I forgot that that's not the way his wife died. I totally forgot, but yeah. The diabetes is a huge point, because his wife has diabetes, so he would give her an insulin shot every day.
And then, since she didn't wake up, he thought he hadn't given it to her yet, because of his short-term memory loss, and he gave her another. Didn't he?
No.
I have no idea. I'm going to stop talking. I don't remember this movie, and I did not like it when I watched it, because obviously I didn't get anything out of it correctly.
So the problem is that they're not sure if his condition is real, or if he's faking, or if it's psychological. So
I did not get that at all.
That they tell an entire story about a person who supposedly has the exact same symptoms as his, and at some point they reveal that person is not someone else, it's him. They've been talking about him the entire time. So the thing is that his wife doesn't know. Basically, someone believes his conditions are psychological or faked, and they turn down his insurance claim. He makes an insurance claim to get help for his problem. His wife then asks him to give him an insulin shot. To give her an insulin shot like she always does. And he gives her the shot. And so she asks him to give her one again right away, hoping that will, his love of her will prevent him from hurting her, and it's all psychological, it's not physical, because there was an incident that led to this. And he'll suddenly snap out of it, and he won't give her the second or third shot, or whatever it is.
But he does.
But he does, and she dies from a fatal insulin overdose. So, yeah, he killed his wife. I don't know if he definitely doesn't believe he killed his wife. I believe he believes the rapist killed his wife, but at the end they reveal that no, the rapist didn't kill his wife, but you did get revenge on him, and that didn't matter. So yeah, the point of this is it's incredibly, really, really hard to understand when you first watch the movie, because it's so strangely told, because it's trying to mimic his condition of not understanding what's going on, because he's only got a small picture of the story from however many seconds ago. There's a really powerful scene where this girl he's been talking to throughout the movie, again, it's told kind of backwards, seems to be his girlfriend, like the love interest or whatever. And you find out that she straight tells him to his face that she's going to manipulate and abuse him because of his stupid condition, and there's nothing he can do about it. And he freaks out and runs to find a pen to try and write it down, and then forgets, and she goes on to manipulate and use him. It's really sad.
Yeah.
It's a really unique movie, and it's a really unique story. It's a completely original idea to my knowledge. I don't think it's based off a book or anything. Half of it's shot in black and white, so you can tell which part's which. So you're very clear, which thing is what. It's very, 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 very interesting. I think you should watch it again one of these days, because clearly you did not get any of it.
Well, okay, no, but honestly, though, I can admit this. I am a stupid audience member. At least with certain things. Movies that are told out of order, I have a very difficult time piecing it together in my head how it's supposed to be. Pulp Fiction. Frickin' I hated that movie. And when I realized it was out of order, I was kind of just this is why I don't get it. And, I had to, pull up a freaking map or whatever that showed, the actual timeline. The only movie in memory that I can think of that was kind of told out of order or was kind of odd like that I still enjoyed and understood to some extent, was the Time...
Primer.
That one, I kind of followed, and it was odd. But, like, when you tell a story out of order, I don't know. I am stupid. I don't follow it very well. So if y'all have a hard time with that, you're probably going to be frustrated like I was. So I apologize ahead of time.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know. Like, I don't like Pulp Fiction anyways. I
did not like it.
Yeah, I just think it's well written, but of Tarantino's works, it's probably one of my least favorite. And I liked several of his movies a ton. They're in my top 50 easily. But yeah, I mean, it's if you're at all interested in unique movies, you need to see Memento if you somehow haven't already, you know? And yeah, you might not like it because it is different.
And everyone is a piece of crap in it. See, like, yeah, in my memory, I thought that the dude was, like, genuinely his friend and was helping him out. And he still killed him. And that was really upsetting for me. And I have since learned that no, like, he was also manipulating him and getting money out of having him kill other people. And it's like, yeah, okay, they're all horrible people.
The protagonist kind of sort of isn't.
Yeah, he is. When he realizes his friend is not the one who murdered his wife, he still tricks himself into eventually killing him.
Well, because he knows his friend is manipulating him and turning him into a hitman.
Yeah,
and I mean, granted, there are better ways to maybe have done that. But yeah, I mean, it's not a happy movie.
No, absolutely not.
Not even remotely.
No.
It is, I think, a very, very good movie. It, unlike some of Nolan's later works, like the next one we'll talk about, which is my favorite, it doesn't quite portray. It's more interesting than it is a good story. Like, it definitely, even if you follow it, or even if you're along for the ride and can piece it together and enjoy it, I think it still has some flaws that make it weirdly paced or weirdly shot. But it is a really, really, really good movie. And it's just, so something that didn't click for me until all this drama with Christopher Nolan happened, because I've seen other people discussing it, is that the thing that really is nice about him is that he does unique concepts. He's not making the 5th movie in the Memento series or anything, you know? Every single one of his movies.
They're all completely unrelated.
Yeah, they're all unrelated. They're all unique ideas, you know? Like, I'm sure someone has done something kind of like this, but it's not, to my knowledge, based on any book. And I've not seen many things attempt this idea. You know, I've seen, there's a...
Did he do Inception?
He did.
Yeah.
There is an anime that Inception is almost certainly based off of, or at least lightly inspired by.
Did you say an anime?
Yeah, I can't remember. One or two, yeah.
Lizzie is interested.
Oh, you haven't seen his movies, have you? Let me see. Oh, what's the name of the director? He's super, super famous. One moment. Satoshi Kon. Satoshi Kon? Satoshi Kon.
Satoshi Kon.
Okay, I got that.
Satoshi Kon.
Yeah, he's made some amazing movies.
I think Satoshi is the name of Ash in Japanese. Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. Pretty sure his name is Satoshi.
Oh, he did Paranoia Agent. I forgot
Something
about that.
Like that. Okay, back on track.
Yeah. So, point is, but yeah, he does unique things. So, speaking of unique things,
are we transitioning into Prestige now?
We're transitioning into the Prestige, unless you have something you want.
That movie I freaking loved. Or at least, okay, let me make sure. Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman?
Wolverine versus Cyclops. No, Batman. Wolverine versus Batman.
Okay, Christian Bale. I was right.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was not...
Yeah, no, whatever his name is.
Whatever his name is.
Doesn't get the girl guy, yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay, he is an incredibly handsome man. I'm pretty sure he was in 27 Dresses, and I freaking love that movie.
I saw that movie.
Completely different from this.
Is that Benny and the Jets?
Benny and the Jets.
See, that will get a copyright claim, not my crummy singing.
Benny and the Jets. She's got electric boobs. A walrus too. You know I read it in a magazine. They sing it wrong. That's what they say.
That's right.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
okay?
I saw that on the date.
This is the movie I get excited about. The stupid rom-com, okay?
And when we talk about the most depressing things we can find.
Prestige.
So the Prestige.
Okay, so I don't know how to talk about it without getting into spoilers. So you're going to do your summary.
Again, this is a very hard one to not talk about without spoiling, and if you haven't seen it...
It's magicians.
Go see it. It is one of the best movies ever made. It's easily in my top 5.
I mean, I wouldn't put it that high, but it's amazing, you guys. And the twist is so good. You should see it.
Yes.
It's magicians. And I love magicians.
The rough setup is
Score.
There's 2 magicians in the end of the 1800s, 1900s?
Old-timey
Well,
times.
actually, it's got to be around when Tesla was alive. Nikola Tesla. I forget.
Was that supposed to be, Labyrinth, Goblin King, right?
David Bowie.
David Bowie!
Yes.
He was supposed to be Tesla?
Yes, he was
Yes,
Tesla.
that's
he
right.
was Tesla, yes.
He was. Well, yeah, he was supposed
Tesla's
to be.
supposed to be
he
David Bowie.
was playing that
Character.
character, yes.
David Bowie. So,
I love David Bowie.
it's in that era. I can't remember.
It doesn't matter.
Some technology. Whatever. Point is, two magicians, and they're both
Trying to one-up one another.
Well, they start learning from the same person and kind of working together. But then an accident happens that kills the girlfriend of one of the magicians. And so they kind of go their separate ways, and it's a story about revenge and being the best magician, yeah, and just like drive and ambition and just so many little things. If you haven't seen it, go see it, because we're going to have to spoil the hell out of it to discuss it.
And the twists. Both of them are really good.
There's more than two, I'd say, but yeah. There's like 3 or 4.
Well, I feel like at least the one ties into all of the others.
Well, yes, but
so
there's still... Okay, whatever.
Don't kick my cross stitches, sir. I saw
kicked
that.
the pillow.
I was right by my cross stitches. Okay, so which do we learn about first? Oh, straight up spoiler territory, right?
Well, I think the easier way to do this is like, okay, so the first twist is that one of them, I can't remember who first, steals another one's diary or something, and is like decoding and reading the diary to try and figure out, what he's doing and what's going on. And the twist is he knows that. The opponent knows that he's stolen his diary and planted it, and in fact the entire thing... Oh, sorry. I completely forgot. The movie actually opens with one of them dying. A man is performing a trick on stage. It's Jackman, right?
Hugh Jackman, yes.
Okay, so Wolverine's on stage performing this trick, and... No, Wolverine. And so... No Batman? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Wolverine's performing the trick. It's one of those classic water torture tricks. No, sorry, I'm so full of it. He's doing some other trick, you don't quite see it. It's like, oh, he's here and then he's there, whatever, we don't know how. But Batman is like going through underneath the stage, and it's sort of weird, something's going on, and then all of a sudden he sees a trap door open, and Wolverine falls into one of those water torture traps, and it immediately locks. And he can't find an axe. He's like, quick, we gotta help him, and he watches him drown to death right in front of you.
So Wolverine's dead.
Wolverine's dead, yeah. So then we cut way back in time to when Wolverine and the Batman were working together in the best
Wolverine and the Batman!
The Batman. I'm never gonna get it right if I refer to it as any other way, and I'm not the only one who does it. And
the Batman!
With Michael Caine. It's a Batman movie. He's Alfred. So, they basically are learning magic together. And this is when Batman accidentally kills Wolverine's girlfriend in the same sort of magic contraption, the water torture trap, or whatever it's called. She's supposed to slip a knot, like slip her hand out of a knot, and so they're supposed to try one, but then maybe he tries another. It's pretty clear that he does. And so she can't slip out, and she drowns to death and dies, and thus kicks off the rivalry after a little bit of team building where they both have to go and try to figure out how this old man is doing a magic trick. It's a really cool scene because the old man basically makes a goldfish bowl.
Bird? Oh, no, never mind.
Makes a goldfish bowl appear out of nowhere. And they realize that this old man, who walks very slowly and carefully, is actually incredibly strong, because what he's doing is holding the goldfish bowl between his legs and pulling it up with one hand and putting it on the pedestal while he's fluttering around the thing. And this is relevant way the hell later. Because Batman figures out immediately that this man is living a total lie. Every moment of his life is a lie. He's not actually a crippled old man, even though he acts that way in public all the way to the cab every time anyone sees him. He's actually in incredible health so that he can perform his trick. Because if they knew he was in incredible health, it'd be easy to figure out. Mm-hmm. Because they think he's fragile and weak, no one knows how he does it. Whereas Wolverine couldn't figure it out. So thus begins Wolverine's revenge on Batman because you killed my girlfriend. Throughout the movie, it becomes very clear that this is no longer about the dead girl. That's a big portion of the movie about ambition and whatnot. And at some point, the first big twist is, someone plants a journal and someone else is reading the journal. And, it leads him on a wild goose chase because... Oh, God, I don't even know how to explain this movie. There's so many points. Short version. Their shenanigans of escalating revenge lead to Batman getting his ring finger blown off.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yes. And so later on, Batman shows off this trick that he's claimed he's had forever that's the best trick ever. And it's just a very simple, man goes into one box and walks out of another box thing. And they can't figure out how he's doing it. They're like, well, is it a double? No, it can't be a double because we can see that his cut off finger is still cut off when he comes out the other end. So they're trying to figure out how he did it. So Wolverine steals his journal and it leads him on a wild goose chase to Tesla, Nikola Tesla, inventor of lots of electrical things. Look him up. He's an interesting figure. David Bowie. It turns out that the journal he's been reading this entire time and decrypting was planted. He knew that he would try to steal his journal, so he gave him a fake journal, and it was all one giant misdirection.
To get him to screw off out of nowhere.
Yeah, and in the meantime, this guy has been giving tons and tons of money to Nikola Tesla, who Batman claimed made the trick for him, when in reality he didn't. Reality, and to remake this trick. So the next big twist is that it works.
Well, so it's, what is it? Hats and then cats?
Hats and then cats, yes. The trick that Tesla has made works. It teleports people, or so he kind of sort of hints at. But what you find out very suddenly is it doesn't teleport people. It creates another person in another spot.
Entirely.
Wolverine freaks out, shoots himself in the head. And thus we now have the setup for him doing the same thing that was done to him with the other guy, where he's going to lead him on this merry goose chase and misdirect him, and then finally get him framed for his own murder and hung to death. And now this entire time, Batman has this good friend who wears a beard and a hat, and I can't remember his name, who's been helping him out with everything. And at multiple occasions, Wolverine has asked Batman, hey, what knot did you tie that night when we killed the girl way back long ago? And he goes, I don't know. Well, the final and biggest twist is the reason he figured out way back at the beginning that the old man was living a lie is because he is two. Batman is not one character, it is two identical twins. When he got his finger blown off, the other twin
did the same.
With a chisel and a hammer. Mm-hmm. So this entire movie, there's been two of them, and it's just really, really, really well done. I hate that explanation took so long. Why don't you talk about it for a bit?
No, it was a really good explanation.
It was way too thorough. I shouldn't be able to
No, it was good. I feel like, when I have a difficult time understanding a movie, I like to read the summary afterwards. And I like the detail, or excuse me, I don't like the summary. I like to read the
breakdown?
No, analysis? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Synopsis. I like to read the... Or maybe the synopsis is the little snippet and the summary is the full thing. Heck, I don't know. I like to read the one on IMDb that tells you every single thing that happens in the movie. Because then I can see it broken down and I can look at it. I didn't have to do that for The Prestige, but I feel like just discussing it, that's kind of a movie that sometimes it may not have been immediately obvious what the heck was going on. I really liked that. When it showed, I want to say it was before he learned what Nikola Tesla's contraption was doing. You see all the hats piling up on the hill, and then you see all the cats everywhere.
Yes.
And that's when you realize, oh, it's duplicating these. It's not just teleporting, it's duplicating.
Yeah.
And then he shoots himself in the head. And that was really cool. I think one of the... I'm not going to say it correctly, but there was a line where he's like, I don't know if I'm going to be the one on stage or the one...
In the box. Because a lot of it is about...
He doesn't even know if he's the original or if he's just another clone of himself.
Well, for a while he imitates Batman's trick by having a look-alike, but it turns out, one, that the look-alike blows everything, and 2, every night at the end of the show, he has to be the guy underneath the stage while the lookalike gets all the accolades and all the applause. So he has to stay under the stage and just, he doesn't get to enjoy basking in the glory of being a great showman. So it's taking that to
the greatest showman.
Yeah.
I didn't see that, so
it's taking that to an extreme because now every night he murders one of the clones.
Or potentially himself.
He
doesn't even know which one he's going to be.
Well,
that's the line, is he doesn't know.
I know. He doesn't know if he's going to be the man of the boss. And so, it's literally, in order to perform this trick, he's literally killing himself every night. And then he's done all this only to find out that there was a twin, and the twin gets revenge, and, no one's happy in the end except for the kid, I guess.
One of them goes to jail, and the other one kills Wolverine, right?
Is the one who goes to jail gets hung. They hang him.
They hang him?
Yeah, he does.
See, I don't remember. That's where I'm fuzzy. But the other twin kills him, and that's when Wolverine finds out, oh, you had a twin the whole time, right? Right at the end, right before he's killed.
And they immediately call that out. The movie is so well done because it's just like a magic trick, a good magic trick, and that they immediately call that out and hand wave it. No, it can't be because of the chisel, the missing finger thing. But that doesn't mean it can't be a twin. It just means he's got to be even more dedicated. And they rub it in your face the entire movie. And what's really cool is that if you watch the movie again, the Batman appears to be cheating on his wife, and his wife kills herself because she hates him for that. But it turns out, from their tics, from the way that Batman interacts with people, either he's confident or he's respectful, you can tell which twin is actually on screen, which twin is supposed to be. And every time he's asked, which rope did you tie, he's asking the wrong twin. Just like when the wife finally kills herself, that night when she asks, do you love me, she's asking the wrong twin.
Yeah.
And it's just really, really good. Because it knows what it's doing, and it had the guts to put all that out there, and it did it in such a way that once you know what's going on, you can 100% see it and see that it's intentional, and yet at the same time, it was never so obvious as to make it dumb, and was never so contrived as to make it feel stupid. And screwing around with oh crud, there's actually some literal horror science going on here, I think adds to it, because the idea is the real trick is that there's a twin. And this kind of goes to what people do with magic tricks, which they talk about a lot, is they always come up with these fantastical explanations. If you've ever seen Penn and Teller, they have a wonderful monologue about how people will come up with the dumbest explanations to try and explain magic, when it is usually the most obvious one. How did he do it? He's really good with his hands. It's hard to believe, but yes, he's really good with his hands.
Well, that's why most magicians are very ostentatious.
Yeah.
They're very charismatic, because they'll get you to look them in the eye and, slide a hand, whoop.
Yeah.
It's a big part of it.
And Teller just won't shut up.
I really like Penn and Teller. They're great. But, speaking of the finger thing, you still haven't seen What Happened on Monday, right? On Netflix?
No.
It is what are they? What is that? 7 twins. Not sextuplets. Whatever 7 is. When you have 7 twins. I know twin is not the correct term.
Septuplets?
Septuplets? That's what they are. In a world where you're only supposed to have, 1 kid maximum. One girl, they each have a different name. One is named Monday. She's the one that can go out on Mondays. One is named Tuesday. She goes out on Tuesdays. And one of the girls goes out, and she skateboards. She gets into an accident or something, and it rips off one of her fingers. And so the dad is like, yeah, if you guys want to keep this up and you all continue to go out, y'all got to rip off a finger. So they all take off a finger. And this happens within the first, 10 minutes of the movie. This is not a spoiler or anything. If you watch the trailer, you already know about this. And then suddenly Monday, the one who goes out on Mondays, disappears. And they all have to work together and find her. It was really interesting. I think if I have to watch Memento again, you have to watch What Happened on Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm down on this.
We're right at the very end. So hopefully the next
Ta-da!
video we do
The Prestige.
will be What Happened on Monday. You're such
I made
a dork.
the plot come back.
You're a dork.
No, I'm not. You are.
You are. And that is the end of Christmas Minis Ornament. Is that what I called it?
You just make these up as you go.
Okay, well, no. Christmas Minis is the name of the book.
Mm-hmm.
So 101 Christmas Minis. I'm not doing 101 of them, so I'm only doing the Christmas Minis. And I'm pretty sure I called it Ornament, because it looks like an ornament.
It does.
I called it
like
ornament.
A sweater.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like a sweater pattern.
like an ugly sweater pattern. So this took me 1 hour and 6 minutes. So it was the shortest one so far. I might do that one in real time. I might do this one in real time. In which case, I should sign off quickly so it's not a really long outro. Which sucks because this is the only time David is here with me. Why you be like this? Why?
No.
No? Okay.
No. No accents.
Aw, but that murder mystery was fun.
Yeah, but I switched between Russian and Italian.
Okay, well, the rest of us were Italian, okay? It was okay. It was great.
Wasn't one of you French? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jerry. I couldn't hear him, so I couldn't tell what accent he was using.
I see. You're deaf.
Yes. I have very, very bad hearing.
There's dragons.
Always. I don't know what you're pointing at. But... Oh, yes, in the video behind me. Yes. Yeah. All right, like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next video.